Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Forest Night out in St. Louis with the simple four-step system for rideshare drivers. What I've done, I've been working on for the last several months is a system that has been absolutely cool. Working on a way to basically build a business online on autopilot. And one of the things that I've been blessed with was the opportunity to be in the right opportunity, the right place at the right time, and of course making a decision to follow through with that. So what I want to do is I want to share this with you. I'm going to give you a quick background about me. I've been an online marketer for a long time, one of the very first adopters in the car business to do video marketing and follow-up for the automobile sales industry on the internet side. I've sold hundreds of automobiles online without ever seeing anybody. So I know how to sell, I know how to follow up, I know how to present, I know how to do the internet thing, I know how to market, I know how to prospect, I know how to do that, and it's all evident in the fact that in the last, it hasn't been a year, basically since March roughly of this year, I've put in over 1,600 drivers into my business with some of the stuff that I'm going to show you tonight. A lot of it was just knocking on doors, and recently I've been doing some testing to take it to the next level and make it as easy as possible and as simple. I'll take the easy out. I'll say as simple as possible for anyone who wants to start a rideshare business to do that. Basically, put your business on autopilot and let our system recruit drivers for you. And basically, that's what it's going to do. I'm going to go through and I'm going to explain how that's going to work. So right below me, if you don't see it floating across the screen, I would recommend, and I actually think it's in the title as well, in the description there, is a link that's going to take you to the Overdrive side of what we do. And basically, Overdrive is a system that gives you an opportunity to start a rideshare business and enroll drivers and riders, and you're going to get an override on everything they do. Thinking about it from a perspective of, say, for example, one of the examples, and you can go in and take a look at it. We'll get into this a little bit more in depth later. We're working on some business presentations. You can always contact me offline. My phone number is 314-498-7688 because I want to bring some business owners on board that are business savvy, that get it. That this isn't a get-rich-quick deal. I did say simple, and I did say autopilot, but it's not a get-rich-quick deal because you are going to have to put a little bit of elbow grease into it. You are going to have to follow up. You're dealing with other human beings. Remember, when you're dealing with other human beings, nothing is on autopilot. So it's very, very important. This is building a business. It's going to build an empire. My personal goal right now, I'm sitting just over 1,600 drivers that are coded to me. My goal by the end of the year is to be at 3,000, and I'm looking for somewhere right around 300 business partners. I said 300, big numbers. I don't know how fast I'm going to get there, but that's the goal. And of course, is to help each one of those business partners in the Overdrive program that want to start it. There's plenty of this to go around, right? And we're going to get into a little bit of the history. But when you go to this link right here, it's going to explain a little bit more of the presentation in there. You can go in there, you can click, you can watch the presentation and walk through the business, talks a little bit about building on business empire, gives a little bit of history on the company as well. And then we definitely need to talk. So the way it's going to happen, the way we're going to put this on autopilot is basically as you come on as an Overdrive partner on the team and you want to recruit drivers, there's two ways you can do it. You can reach out to them one at a time. You go on LinkedIn, you can call them, you can message them. And I've done it. That's the harder way to do it. The little bit easier way to do it, a little bit faster way to do it, of course, is to run advertising. You simply run an advertisement for a driver. And what I've set this up, and I've done some testing, and it seems like it's working very, very well, is to create an advertising co-op so you don't have to spend all your money in one place and generate leads. The more, what I've learned on Facebook is that the more money that you spend, the faster the leads come in. So in a group, you get a group of people that go into what we call an advertising co-op, and then the leads rotate. You get a lot more leads a lot faster for spending a lot less money, especially in a targeted area. So if you'd like to learn more about the rideshare opportunity, click this link right here. It's OD, like Overdrive. So it's od.simplefourstepsystem.com. Go there, watch the presentation. My contact information should be on there. If it's not, I'm at 314-498-7688. Check that out. definitely going to be in the hunt. This is going to be a big, big deal over the next 12 months. And I'm going to throw this at you. Imagine this. Imagine getting 3%, and I'm actually going to go into the numbers just a little bit. Again, there's no guarantee. I'm going to throw up the income disclaimer, so don't get kicked by the FTC. There's no guarantee that you'll ever make a dime because I don't know how hard you're going to work. And we can't guarantee that any of the drivers you ever hire will ever drive. And that's just, we just know that. Uber knows that. Lyft knows that. Everybody knows that. So come back to say this, and we'll just talk about a little hypothetical stuff here. For example, we know that the average driver that drives on a regular basis does about 15 to 17 rides in a day. Some do a little bit more, some do a little bit less. The average revenue is about $50,000 a year in revenue, and at $15,000 a year, at $50,000 a year, your 3% override is $1,500. And imagine taking that $1,500 and let's say multiplying it by 100 drivers. You're now at how much money? What's 1,500 times 100? Or maybe you have 1,000 drivers times 1,500, or maybe you have 10,000 drivers times 1,500, right? And then that's not to mention the fact that you can go out and give a free app, a rideshare app you're giving away free to riders who then when they decide to hail a ride, you're going to get 3% of that share as well. So if you have any kind of inkling that just made your head blow up, go, so what you're telling me is all I've got to do is give away a free app to riders, they ride, and I get paid, right? That's it. You give away a free app, they take a ride, you get paid. You enroll a driver, the driver drives just like he would for Uber or Lyft. He uses our rideshare app, he picks up a rider, you get paid. And they do that over and over and over. So my question to you is, how many drivers would you enroll? How many riders would you enroll? And how big of a team or fleet of other drivers would you enroll? Now that's an optional here. If you just want to focus on enrolling drivers, you can. That's what our co-op for advertising folks can focus on. It's just putting drivers in your pipeline, 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 putting drivers in your pipeline. And the more of those, the more drivers you put in your pipeline, the more of them that get on the road and start driving, the more opportunity you have to make a lot of money. And we'll talk about some advertising costs to get riders on board as well. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Choose your vibe, choose your ride. We'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.